Father Philip, you know that people constantly come to us asking how to make this a more profound Lenten season. Prayer and fasting is something that is doable, that it's easy to grasp, to understand, but they always struggle with almsgiving. And that's always a
Yeah.
challenge for them to try to really take advantage of the depth or the richness behind that Lenten practice. What would you say to them?
Well, I think the key is, right, when we talk about fasting and prayer, we're talking about deepening our discipline, we're talking about deepening our relationship with the Lord. But then almsgiving is that moment where we go outside of ourselves, right? It is more than just simply saying, what will I do? What will I allow God to do? But now it's, what will I allow God to show me in my brothers and sisters? Whenever I think of almsgiving, I always think back to when I was assigned to a parish as a seminarian, and I was assigned to do a communion service at a nursing home once a month. So I go into the chapel, I get a ciborium of the Eucharist to bring to this nursing home, and as I turn around, there were two homeless individuals that had followed me into the chapel. And they would frequent the parish a lot. I would pray with them. I'd gotten to know them. One of them spoke Spanish, the other one spoke English. But I'm here trying to bring the Eucharist to this nursing home, and these two individuals are both trying to demand my time. They're now both talking to me, and they're getting frustrated with each other, and they're getting frustrated with me because I'm trying to leave. and and one's talking in Spanish, one's talking in English. And I remember in the middle of that conversation, I looked down at the Eucharist and I just said, Jesus, I just want to bring you to your people. And it hit me like a ton of bricks that the Lord was telling me, here's my people right in front of you. And I stopped. I told both of them, why don't we stop and pray together? So we prayed. We had a beautiful moment of just us being there in prayer while I'm sitting there holding the Eucharist. And it made me a little late for the nursing home. The residents of the nursing home didn't mind. Uh, but it was just taking that simple 5-10 minutes to give my time, right? Because talking about almsgiving, we're talking about our time, talent, and treasure. Just giving that time made all the difference for those two and also made the difference for me.
As followers of Christ, as disciples, I think that almsgiving provides us that opportunity to exercise
Hmm.
acts of total stewardship, of taking that time and really offering it with great joy uh, for the good of someone else, that in turn also it's going to be my own good. That the talent, those gifts that you get to
Yeah.
discern and discover, this is what God has given me. How can I extend that to somebody else through my efforts of service, of working, of contributing? And the treasure part is that investing all that energy, all that effort, and the resources, if need be, in order to enhance the life of the person that I'm serving or lending hope.
Whenever you bring up almsgiving, one of the first things that people start to think of is someone's asking for my money. First of all, if our first reaction is how do I defend my money, then we probably know we have an attachment that we need to bring to prayer to the Lord. But also know, almsgiving is the gift of yourself. Almsgiving is saying, how can I give of what the Lord has provided me, right? Which includes our financial resources, but it also includes how am I sharing my heart? How am I sharing the gift of who I am? That I find that, especially today, we have so many people that struggle with understanding themselves as a gift. And oftentimes it's because they were never taught or encouraged to make themselves a gift to others. It's almost like we want to find self meaning on our own without realizing that, it's in being a gift to others that we realize more of who we are, who God has created us to be.
That offering to others is an offering to God. Generously offering all these gifts, all these resources, all these opportunities as a way of praising, as a way of expressing gratitude to God who enables me to do the things that I'm able to do.
The important step that helps you to begin that whole process is gratitude for what the Lord has given you, right? You take that step of gratitude where you're acknowledging one, the Lord is blessing me, the Lord is guiding me, and two, you're recognizing that the things you have aren't your own. They're gifted, right? You didn't create them out of nothing. You know, you may have cooperated with God's will and received those things, but it's somebody else who made those things out of nothing.
Sometimes we break our heads thinking, what am I going to do? We don't realize that without knowing it, we're constantly exercising acts of almsgiving. As we show genuine concern for the well being of other people, when we take the time to visit somebody, to accompany somebody, to help somebody and support somebody, those are moments of almsgiving. Those are moments of making an offering to God by means of sharing His love with others by our own attitude and desire of doing something expecting nothing in return. How would you accompany or or perhaps advise someone that comes to you saying, Father, what can I do that I can really connect with the beauty of almsgiving?
Well, I think the first step that I would say, right, is first that step of gratitude, giving thanks to the Lord. That helps you to recognize too, what do you have to give? And then start with the person sitting next to you in the pew and then move outward from there, right? First, just give that hello, give that gift of yourself, and then see in the greater need of the community, where is it that the Lord could be calling you to serve? Whether that's supporting different efforts, whether that's giving of your own time, the gifts of your own talents that maybe you have that not many other people can provide.
You know, it's like charity begins at home. You've heard that saying before, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So I believe that because of that thought or that invitation, how are we also doing almsgiving at home? The time that I don't perhaps dedicate enough to members of my family, that's an almsgiving opportunity of having that opportunity to enter into dialogue, conversations with those who live at home with me, to be
Mm-hmm.
generally interested in how their day has been or what lies ahead or what are some of the challenges and be able to somehow accompany them and celebrate and also assist if need be. But I believe that, yeah, because from home, the domestic church,
Mm-hmm.
then we're able to bring that out into the community and respond to what the Lord expects of each and every one of us.
Yeah, there's a friend of mine who, whenever he's coming home from work to his family, he says a prayer in the car because he's saying, "Lord, I'm leaving my work, but now I'm going to my vocation. Now I'm going to where I'm giving the gift of myself. Help me to give that gift."
I'm going to be taking that home and see how I can also offer a good gift of almsgiving to you, my brother.
I'll receive it with joy, and I'll see what I have to give back.
Amen.